Rock 108, Iowa's Pure Rock. Hey, it's Ned. And for the past hour or two or so, I've been talking about how I'm going to have a special guest today in the studio, and that time is now. I've got Spider One from Powerman 5000 in studio. What's up, man?
Keyword special.
Keyword very special. Today is the Ned and Spider show on Rock 108.
And where I'm imagining people changing the channel all across the state
it's done.
now.
They're going to go listen to the classic hits or something like that.
No, so thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Awesome to have you in here. I've been watching and listening to you since I think like 2000. So how many years has it been, Spider?
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a crazy that I've been doing this as long as I have, and I do get that a lot now. You know, like when someone comes up to me at a show and they're like, dude, I've been listening to you since I was 7. I'm like equal parts flattered and like horrified. You know what I mean? Like that. It's like, how is that possible? But it is.
It's kind of mind-blowing at the end of the day. Well, of course, big show tonight, Powerman 5000 at Spicoli's in Waterloo. Tickets only $20 at the door, along with Knee High Fox, Lowell Water, all there too. How the show has been going so far. You're recently at Gabe's in Iowa City. Yeah, shows have been great, man. It's like, it just blows my mind, like back to the idea of how long that, after all these years, people just still come out and with the enthusiasm level that they do. And, it's just cool that it's all still happening. And still very active as well, too. Every time I see you guys, it's the jump fest. Everyone's jumping. Yeah, well, I was explaining to you earlier that I've been doing, I've never, ever hurt myself. Ever. And then last night, I don't know what happened, but third song in, calf muscle, something, but so I might be a little limpy tonight. Yeah, but I'm going to give it 100%. Take a little Tylenol, it'll be all right.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
I'll fast forward to this question in this case because obviously Wikipedia is the most
accurate source in the internet.
Very much so. But in a few months, you reach a ripe young age of a certain number that many people don't like to admit.
21, absolutely.
21. Yep. And do you have any birthday plans for that big number?
I don't know. If it is, it's going to be a surprise to me. So hopefully some loved ones, if anybody loves me out there, might do something. Well, we'll throw a birthday party for you. Even though if you're not here, we'll throw you a birthday party.
Thank you. All right, cool. Well, of course, you got your brand new album out, New Wave, out now. And from your perspective, we've been listening to you for such a long time now. Russ is here. Hi, Russ.
Oh, hello. Hello there. How you doing?
Now, the music landscape has changed so drastically ever since you guys started way back in the late 90s. What is your kind of opinion of like the physical to digital? Now it's going digital to physical again. It's doing this.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's easy to be the guy that sits around and cries about the good old days and but you can't do that. You just got to always look forward and like kind of. I think everybody's still trying to navigate what's happening and where it's going. I mean, it's changed, and I do miss the control that you had of your product, your music. Like now everything's just available everywhere at all times for free, streaming, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So you kind of it limits you on the cool stuff you can do, right? So I can't now go and make like this, limited download or limited CD because no one wants it because they just want it on Spotify and that's all they want. So it's sort of like creatively become more of a challenge. But like I said, I can't. You can't sit around and cry about the good old days because the good old maybe the good old days were never that good anyway. I don't know. So.
It's just kind of evolving with the craft essentially.
Look. Here's the thing. Everyone always asks me about technology and how it's changed music, and usually they're more concerned with like monetary and how do you make money now because all this stuff. Yeah. But to me, honestly, the big thing that technology has sucked out of music is the local sound. And what I mean by that is there used to be like bands in New York. You didn't know what bands in New York were doing because you were in Boston, or bands in Texas, or or in Michigan, or wherever. Everyone had their sound and their vibe. But now that everything's out everywhere across the world on the internet, everybody hears it right away.
Yeah.
So now you just get a bunch of bands sounding exactly the same because there's not time for that local flavor to germinate anymore.
And Can I jump in on that? Can you have my mic on?
If I can get it working.
Wait a minute, I thought this was my interview.
Yeah, what happened here, Rusty?
That was such a great point you just made. There used to be regionalism all across the country.
That's right.
Boston had that funk sound where everybody had, the Berkeley kids.
Yeah,
were all
for sure.
forming bands in Boston out of Berkeley College of Music, and they all had that funk sound because that's what they were taught in the school.
That's right.
And that's gone.
No, and that's what I don't think I've never heard anybody really make that point, and but I've been preaching that you'd go down south and all the rock bands were really weird and quirky, and then you'd go to the Midwest and it had a whole different, and then the the East Coast punk rock scene was super hardcore and violent. And you went out west, and it was kind of like fun and skateboarders, and so you're just not getting that anymore. And that's, I think, at least in rock music, has really sort of hurt the scene creatively, because people aren't, everyone just hears a band and go, oh, we'll all sound like Avenged Sevenfold or whatever, because they all hear it at once.
You lose the creativity, you lose that upbringing.
So, I'm more concerned about that than I am about, how do you make pennies off your streams?
Man. That's a good point. I absolutely love that outlook. That is just very refreshing to hear. It's awesome, man. So, obviously, we got the big show tonight, so I'll kind of wrap it up. I got a couple things I want to ask you. What is your favorite concert memory? It doesn't have to necessarily be a live performance from you, but what is like that thing that's like, I remember when I saw this band at this time, at this day?
Oh, well, there's so many. I mean, I would say, for me, a tour that we were on, which was maybe the strangest for me, was in 96, 97. It was one of the first big tours we ever did. We went from being these local dummies in Boston, and we got offered to open for Kiss, right? So we got two, and this was on the first time they came back with all original members in the makeup,
the reunion tour.
And at that point, I guess my luster for Kiss had kind of worn off. But as a kid, I was obsessed with Kiss. So there was just one night I was out in the audience. We had just played, and I'm watching them play, and like Peter Criss is singing Beth, and I was just like, how did I get here? Like, it was just one of those great, crazy moments, which you have hundreds of when you're in a band, like big and small. You find yourself like getting ready to walk on stage in China.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
why am I here?
How did this happen for me starting this stupid little band, like with no clue as to what I had no plan, no business starting a band, no musical background. But so you'd always find yourself in those spots. So those are, that was like one that comes to mind for sure.
That's cool. And it's always fun to listen to what everyone has this weird relationship with Kiss. I'm a huge Kiss fan. And so when I hear you say it, I'm like, there's another one. There's another one.
It's so weird because it's odd how much Kiss comes up in conversation, you know, because there is a love-hate with them, and but just for me, I grew up when they were, when Destroyer and all those albums were current, so it was like a very much I grew up loving comic books and loving all, so to me, Kiss was just, at that point, just like another like weird superhero thing. Like
superheroes on stage.
It didn't make any sense to me. I'd look at it at, however old I was probably in the second grade, just looking at these pictures on a Live 2 or whatever, and it was just, so.
It's a live comic book.
Yeah, it was very strange. I mean, now it's, I have a different perspective on it, but I definitely have an appreciation for what that band meant growing up.
Awesome, man. Well, I'll wrap it up. I've got this really cool thing we're gonna do.
Okay.
Called the speed round. Actually inspired by Russ behind me here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna throw them at you, and you just have to choose one.
There's gonna be a lot of me just going,
It might be.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Van Halen or AC/DC? We're off to a good start.
Yeah, all right, listen, as an overall, I'm going to go with AC/DC.
AC/DC, okay. Lizzie Hale or Gwen Stefani?
Gwen Stefani.
Ooh, all right. Yankees or Red Sox?
Well, listen, I grew up in Boston, so I have to say the Red Sox, because I lived 2 blocks from Fenway Park, which I kind of hated because I always had these drunk baseball fans peeing on my front steps of my apartment building. If I don't say the Red Sox, I'll never be allowed back to Boston. So.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Coke, all right. CDs or vinyl?
Wow.
To back up on that digital question.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have to say, like, as a nostalgic point of view, vinyl. But I was never one of those guys who was like, vinyl just sounds so much better than. I was like, I think CDs sound better in there. I don't have to tiptoe across the room either for fear of them skipping.
Yeah, I mean, you have to flip it over and all that. Yeah, Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Oh, Stallone. Hey, Adrian.
Cake or pie?
That would be that. I think the variety of pie. I'm going to go with pie. I think there's more options.
That's true. Yeah, chocolate pie, man.
Because cake it's very limiting.
It's one of the
Cake is delicious too, though.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Birthday cake.
And last but not least, Alice Cooper or Rob Zombie?
Oh my God.
You knew this was coming, right? I mean,
I'm going to have to take a pass on that one.
Epic, man.
I would pick. Listen. Rob would probably pick Alice, so
right, so of course.
But I love them both dearly. So.
Awesome, man. Well, Spider, absolute pleasure having you tonight, and of course, Powerman 5000 tonight at Spicoli's
Come out to
in
Spicoli's.
Waterloo.
What time do we play? I think we play at. I think we play at 10.
10,
but there's some great opening acts, so come out early. It's going to be a really fun night. So.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun time. Tickets only $20 at the door. Check out this amazing show. And
$20. Listen, we're going to put. You know what? We're going to put in $25 worth of effort. So you're gonna go home with $5 in your pocket.
You're going to get it all, and who cares if it's a Thursday night,
That's
man?
Right.
Their live show
Thursday is the party night.
It is, especially here in Eastern Iowa, man.
All right.
It's a good time. Spider, thanks, man. Of course, we'll ring you out with some Powerman 5000. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, it's Rock 108.